Okay, guys, we're now doing a what if that has been done a lot in recent years, but I'm going to put my own unique twist on it. This is what if Nappa survived.
YouTube will not destroy my channel!
Okay, guys, so first off, we have to find out how Nappa survived. So, when you look at it, I can only see a few ways. So, first off, we could just have him plainly just surviving and going off to follow Vegeta. I have a different way, in fact. I have a way where Nappa, because we all know where Nappa gets blasted away into oblivion by Vegeta. Instead of that happening, I'm going to have Nappa saved by a bird. Yes, you heard me, a bird. Nappa was saved by a bird. So yeah, no ghost Nappa, unfortunately. So this bird, at the last minute, it accidentally flies into the blast that Nappa has. Nappa, as his vision is going to black, sees the bird, and then finds a bit of serenity within his soul. And then within that, he sees within that, he wants to do some good in his life, because all his life he's basically been terrorizing. So he just feels like he owes it to this bird. And this is a bit far fetched, but this is just this doesn't exactly need to happen. But either way, but this is where we get to the beef of it. Goku, after Vegeta leaves, Gohan, Krillin, and Goku find a battered and almost dead Nappa. However, Nappa, with the last bit of his strength, fires a blast off to get their attention. And they what happens is Nappa tells of the strong people that they'll need his help for, because and he also tells them of the Zenkai boost, which also persuades them a bit. Krillin obviously wants to kill him, but Goku does another Vegeta here, and this time Krillin can kind of sense it, because he can kind of feel sympathy for this guy, because he was betrayed and everything. So yeah, they take him away to the hospital where both Goku and Nappa are basically recovering. And then for the rest of the Namek saga, basically same thing. Also the same thing happens as per the norm. Gohan and Krillin, as well as Bulma, go to Namek. Vegeta finds them there. Gohan and Krillin get their potentials unlocked, and they are left there with dying at the Ginyu Force. Now we head back to Earth, and you see Yajirobe was the guy. I completely forgot his name for a second. Yajirobe, he knowing that Nappa was there, because in the series he only got enough Senzu beans for Goku's training and the rest of the gang on Namek. So, however, with Nappa and with that in mind, he might have been able to spare up a couple more, which would have been enough for the gravity training. And with this will be enough to get Nappa and Goku with the gravity room into Namek. So now let's talk about the strength. So we know Goku goes from being around 10,000 when he leaves to 90,000 after after the gravity training. Nappa was below but around 9,000. Obviously because over I'm pretty sure about this, because over 9,000, the meme. Now we look at this, and I'm just gonna estimate Nappa to getting around 90,000 at a power level. I wouldn't say he learns Kaioken from Goku, because that was kind of a King Kai separate thing, but I'd say he gets around to that power. So basically, Nappa is as strong as Goku when he first came out of the ship, and Goku's just a bit stronger than that. Now, rest of the Ginyu bits go on per usual. Goku goes in, takes out Raccoon, then one shot at Spurter and Jace. He also he also tells Vegeta, hey Vegeta, I'm stronger than you. Something along the line of that, saying he's nearly as strong as Goku. Obviously without Kaioken, but that's enough to be stronger than Vegeta. This flares up Vegeta because as the prince, I wasn't able to kill this man. I am the prince, blah 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 blah. That just hurts his pride a bit. So we get that from Vegeta, and now you have okay. So now Goku tells Nappa to take his sons and fly off. Tells his sons to fly off after Vegeta's recovered his. Just basically because I remember Vegeta was able to go toe to toe with Frieza after this, which was Frieza, whose power level was 530, and I'm pretty sure he didn't get any more Zenkais after that. I'm pretty sure that Frieza that he would have been a bit stronger than Nappa, considering Nappa's only at 98,000. So he goes with Gohan and Krillin, to fetch the Dragon Balls, and and on the way they do get his potential unlocked, just as like a quick stop by. Goes to the Dragon Balls, goes to Frieza's spaceship, and again most of the things go as per norm. Vegeta ditches Goku changes his body with Ginyu. Then we get to Goku and then we get to where Goku Ginyu shows up, and then Ginyu Goku shows up later, and Goku at this point I think would just been beaten down a bit more because Ginyu, because of the addition of Nappa. Jace would have still been dead. Vegeta would have spent a little bit less energy, but that doesn't really account into much at the end. So also with Nappa's being inner potential unlocked, as I already said, because like they did take a little pit stop with Guru's house. They Nappa's Nappa's power level I assume is around like 1200,000, 1200,000 to 1500,000. Still definitely not strong as Vegeta. However, after the fight, after the fight with Ginyu, Vegeta basically thoroughly tries to kill Nappa again, but Gohan won't let him, saying they have to save their power up for Frieza, because they also sense his power. Oh yeah, Nappa also learned how to sense energy because of his time with Goku. And now Nappa's also put in a tub with Goku, another healing cube thingy Bobby with the water from Planet Pledge. Either way, Frieza shows up again. Vegeta counters his power. They're both pretty even. Then Frieza transforms, nearly kills Krillin. Then he's there, heals him up. Again, the wishes go as per normal. Piccolo fuses with Nail. Then we get to Frieza's third form. And because Nappa wasn't as injured as Goku, I'd see Nappa coming out at this point. Nappa still has his tail, by the way. His power level, Goku was able to match Final Form Frieza at around like a third of his power, but without getting like too bodied. He was getting body at 50%, but either way, I'd say Nappa would have been around like 2 million, enough to go head to head with all of Frieza's third form, pushing Frieza into the fourth form. Vegeta tries his Zenkai idea, and it nearly works, but again that goes the same way. This time Nappa just sees Vegeta, but in the back of his mind he remembers Prince Vegeta, and he remembers the young boy, and he can't but feel like he should be doing something. He can't help it. This will play a little bit further. This will play into the story a bit further down the line. But now that we've got this out of the way, we can see now. So now that that's happened, we see Goku now comes out of his pod. Goku is around 3 million, and again, fight goes up or normal until Nappa. At the point where Goku needs to charge up for the Spirit Bomb, Piccolo says, "Okay, use your thing." Piccolo says to Nappa to use his thing to turn into a Great Ape, which could stall Frieza a bit more. This would have made Nappa around 20 million. Actually, I take my previous statement about him back, going to like 20 million. Basically, he's not as strong as post Zenkai Dende Vegeta, but he's like half that amount. So he would only be able to like stand up to like, let's say him as a Great Ape would be able to stand up as the 10% of Vegeta's power, because Vegeta was going at 2% of Frieza's power. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, again Nappa quickly releases the spirit bomb at the last second, and you hear that and go. Basically the same thing. Krillin gets caught, Nappa, but this time Nappa. But this time, Nappa doesn't near. It's just Piccolo nearly dies, and then Krillin dies. Goku becomes legendary Super Saiyan, and then again, most of it basically continues on, from there on out, because Vegeta was killed by Frieza, and maybe he was killed by Nappa when he was charging, but it doesn't really matter because they all get wished back later on when on the Dragon Balls when they need to teleport everyone out, and again that happens. Except this time Gohan doesn't get bloody by Vegeta afterwards because Nappa's there to protect him, and they're around like similar power levels, at similar powers at the time, and now for Nappa, there really isn't much. He he doesn't really have a purpose. Because if you think about it, he doesn't really want to speak with Vegeta, but he has this feeling he should protect him because that was basically his life purpose. He doesn't have anyone to serve because Frieza's dead, or so he thinks. And yeah, so really now Nappa just inking the one thing a pure blood Saiyan would. When can I get the next strong fight? His next strong fight will probably be. He knows that his next strong fight would probably be against Goku or Vegeta. So what he does is he just stays on Earth. He stays on Earth. He lives in solitaire. He might even go with Piccolo, trying to make it up to everyone. But he basically his goal is just to have some good fights in his last few fighting years, some stuff like that. Now I've been trying to find out who could Nappa possibly hook up with, because like he's on Earth, and I wouldn't think Bulma would see him. Because she wouldn't be interested in Nappa. That could have been a possibility, but no. Launch maybe, like if he found her, but then again, Launch because I've watched Moscow X's thing on right. Go watch that, by the way. I think I'll put the link to the playlist in the description. But for that, he put him with Launch, and thinking about it, it has to be an aggressive one. That's the thing. Now the thing is, if it could, it could be Tights. It could be Bulma's sister. Let's say he sees Tights one day hanging around Bulma while they're wishing back everyone. Nappa wants to be there, saying sorry, because now just Nappa kind of feeling bad. At this point Nappa just really wants a fight, because remember the bird that saved him. That bird, he wants to kind of make it up to him. His purpose now is basically just to make it up and have some good fights. And when he hears that Goku is still alive, that fills him with a bit of excitement. Also, but again at the same. So and now for the last time, I say he hook up with Tights for the time being, because like if she's anything with Bulma, I'm not. Then he would have been able to, and maybe like because he's an old guy, he would have been happy with just like roaming around. And Tights could have used him because Nappa has vast knowledge of space. She could have written about some stories on him. So yeah, I think that could have happened. Nappa definitely would have. However, I don't see it too happening because Nappa would have been waiting for Goku so he could have one last good fight with him. Either way, guys, tell me yes or no if Nappa and Tights should get together. Because this has been my idea for the what if, and just really I just want to know, because if there's any other woman that Nappa could get with, leave a comment in, because this is the part of the what if I have been struggling with. Okay, so that is it for the what if, guys, and see you next time.